Ladies and gentlemen, Hard Nosed Derby Podcast. Derek, tell them where we're at.
We're over here with the Hootie House Fuck the Chickens again.
100%.
We got to take a ferry across the river.
A goat path to get to the house. Shop.
With like 114 mile an hour wind.
Yeah. Are we in Kansas?
We are. It kind of feels like it.
I felt like we blowed in this bitch.
It would be a lot better if we could have got the wind behind us.
Right.
On the way over here.
Or been driving a box truck.
No, that's out. That's out. We are in Carrollton, Illinois. Justin Hill Pad.
Yeah.
We did speak last week that we were going to talk about a little bit lighter build for Blizzard Bash.
From the mod
correct.
shit.
You know, any national or qualifying team.
Right.
It's pretty retarded. This isn't going to launch until Thursday, and he'll already be there, and he'll already be going through tech. So
He'll already be cutting on his car.
Yeah. He got a pretty, pretty good looking old iron over there. Looks like it's built as right as a normal Justin Hill ride is.
Yeah. I think today we'll jump in, talk to Justin about this build.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got a couple other guys sitting here.
We do.
So I think whenever we wrap this up, we're going to talk about some old school derby shit, how stuff has progressed, and maybe get some stories.
That's a word that keeps coming back a lot, is the progression.
Yeah, and we've got a guy sitting here that I'm not going to say he'd lie, but he's not going to let the truth get in the way of a good story.
It's one of them where probably every story is going to have 80% truth, 20% bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But like I said, you can't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
That's right. Well,
so Justin, let's what'd you build?
Built a 73 Buick Deuce.
And that's right.
It is.
That's right.
It's got a couple extra features you don't see in in normal cars.
Well, we were
which something that might be marketable.
Very well could be.
Everybody's always looking for the next big aftermarket part.
We were standing over there looking at it before we hit the go button. We all know builders of this caliber, they have every intention that they're going to cut. They know that they're going to cut.
It's been said and been said and been said. You show up to a show of this caliber, if you don't cut, and lack of a better term, you're fucked.
Oof.
Yeah. If they're like, okay, put a stick on it.
No.
Don't do that. I'll be back.
Say what?
We do have a welder in the truck, and I think I'm going to need it. But
what made you go with the Buick?
Well, I've been in Old Iron for the last 2 years out there, and I was really wanting to take a Ford. I really did.
But
I
you have
Fords.
good luck in your Fords.
I do. Knock on wood. But fucking no. Vic told me no first. He's like, no, you're taking over. All right. Well, this grouchy old guy that we're talking about, he said, no, we're taking the Buick. I ain't tried a Ford yet. I ain't gonna try a Ford out there. He's like, nope. The old yellow thing over the fucking hill, and
That's what you're doing.
that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Which, I mean, Vic and them did have a point. You have been there at the end of it.
Yeah.
In a GM. And I think that one of the big deals with everybody, the consistency on what you see people in at Blizzard Bash, that's not a place to try
No.
new things.
It's something out of your comfort zone.
Which,
Unless you're Jason Dials. And then you never know what the fuck he's going to take.
right.
I mean, it can be from one end of the spectrum to the other, and then everything in between. You just never know.
Whenever you get somebody that is a versatile builder, like Justin, the confidence, I want to take it for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And there is levels that you can do stuff like that because, like you said, he has been successful in a Ford. But on the big stage like that, the old saying comes back: if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah,
That's what I heard when we were deciding what we were going to take.
Right.
I kept hearing it. But me and Josh, on the other hand, we were like, oh, fuck it, we're taking a Ford this year. We're going to show these guys what we can do in a Ford. We were taking some Illinois Ford to Kansas. Well, we got overrode on that.
Well, other than your guys telling you, that they didn't agree with that idea, to your rule set for the Lightweld team show, do you see a lot of the advantages in the old iron compared to a Ford, what you can and can't do? I mean, me and you, we've had a little conversation, and Stephen and I
Josh is
talked
over here
about it
shaking
too.
his head already.
Honestly, no.
No?
No. I think we can do just as good in a Ford as we can in GM, but we gotta try it out first, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's so many people that go out there and they want to try something different. They want to see how it works. Denton Bixel he's only ever run Fords. He takes a caddy out there and threw up all over himself. He couldn't keep suspension.
Me and Josh has been really focusing on these Fords for the last, 3-4 years? Like, every year both cars are something different. Like, we just
try a little something here.
We're trying and keep trying and keep trying.
Well, and honestly, that's the only way you can learn how to,
right.
The only way you can learn how to build these. You can only do so much looking, so much research.
And honestly, if you ever watch me and him go to the Derby afterwards, yeah, we'll go out and track bullshit with him, but you don't ever see me or him or anybody up in somebody's fenders or
right.
This and that. If we can't figure it out on our own, then why are we doing this?
Get our ass kicked.
Why are we doing this? You know what I'm
I'll
saying?
continue to get my ass kicked before I go snooping on somebody else's shit.
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. And we all kind of know most of that shit is going to be hidden good enough you're not going to be able to see it through the fender.
Well, and pride comes back in there.
Oh, yeah.
Because we've said
Why did he
before,
kick my ass with the same rule set? Why?
Why?
So then the old greasy wheel starts turning up under the hat, and you were trying to figure out why he kicked my ass, and B, what can I do to not take an ass whooping again?
Because a shitty builder or a shitty driver, and I'll say that with full confidence, I don't give a shit, come at me, will go immediately to they're cheap.
Correct.
No, they're just smarter than you.
Correct.
Sorry, stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
Go back to the drawing board.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've had my ass kicked every time I've been on the track. And I'm like, all right, stupid.
Yeah.
Back to the drawing board.
But, I mean, sitting here at the table, these guys usually don't get their asses kicked.
No. And if they do, it's back in the shop. Time
And
to do something different.
usually we're right back in the shop the next morning. Right?
Correct. Yeah. I mean,
this is bugging us.
Yes.
And you can ask him. He feels the same. I guarantee you. You get your ass beat. Okay. We got
Derek,
your ass
before we
beat.
get too deep in here, because I know that we're going to talk to these other two gentlemen
Yes.
throughout this, go ahead and introduce them so that they know who they're listening
Well,
to.
we've got the father and son trio right next to me, Mr. Josh and Mike Sethaler. What's up, fellas?
How's it going?
Not drinking no beer over here, are we?
Just sipping.
He's just got a sippy cup over here. It's not full tilt alcohol. They don't do that in Carrollton.
Right. Yeah, you don't cuss in the shop either.
Nope.
I got it told straight up. He said,
No.
you do not fucking cuss in here. I said, all right, shit. Sorry.
Well, last week we were pretty good boys. Last week,
Yeah.
With the guests that we had on, it was more of a very professional podcast.
We had to hold back just a touch because Sam was more or less.
He was in the PR mode.
He was doing
Business.
what Sam Williams does. Now you get the Sam Williams that's back in the pits, driving,
Working on an Imperial in
yeah,
Sturgis.
you could have that Sam, but what he brought to the table last week
Yeah.
was no bullshit facts.
Yes.
And it was stuff that hadn't been out yet, and stuff that a lot of people didn't know. as far as his kids being in the background.
And I wasn't on Facebook yesterday at all, but yesterday was November 4th.
Yeah.
So probably need to see if something was posted.
Right. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy those interviews.
Oh, yeah.
I do. And, thankful that
It's a lot funner when we're just sitting around bullshitting,
drinking beer and,
hanging,
yeah.
and getting ready to tear up some fish here in a little bit because I can already smell it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, I like both sides of this. I have more fun when we're in the shop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Justin, me and you, we talked at P Hill earlier in the year, and we said we were going to try to get over here before Blizzard Bash.
And man, has he been on my dick about that? Hey, it's coming. It's coming. I'm like, man, I can't get out of work.
Yeah. And I did tell Justin, I said, I don't know if Steven is for sure going to be off, but at least the wife and I will be over to do it. And if we have to, we can get him on the phone. We did not have to get him on the phone because he almost beat me home again yesterday. You are running Lightweld Team Show with SMS1. Corey Luddington, yourself, Vic Whaley, and Jarrett Rolfe.
Yes.
Jarrett were you on the original team with Jarrett before? You weren't.
No, Junior was.
Junior was,
and then they kind of, Jarrett went off, and his other teammate went off, and me and Vic kind of jumped on. Well, Vic jumped on first, and Corey's like, we need another good guy. And Vic's like, I got a guy. He's like, okay. Who what? I'd never known Corey. I knew Rob a little bit, Trey a little bit. Nothing like that. Vic calls me. Hey, want to run team show? Maybe. Where? And who? So he told me, Blizzard Bash, living in the world. I said, all right, I ain't going back on the qualifiers. I said, I've been there, done that 3 years, 4 years in a row. I ain't doing it anymore. Yep. Qualifiers. All right. Who else is on the team? Junior Cardwell and Corey Lumpton. Like, yeah, whoever that is, but okay. I'm like, yeah. Pencil me in. So that's how 19 got started, and so I was like, where you guys want me to? Well, you mind taking an old iron? Yeah. I can take an old iron. So me and Josh went up north and picked up a 73 Impala, and that's how 19 went.
But you all were killing it in 19. Like,
yeah.
I still got the 19 car over the hill, still straight as an arrow up front. Like, cage is still in it, bumpers on it, suspensions on it. All it needs is rear end, motor, and training, and shit on the side. Still straight.
Because I remember, I was out there, right? Did I go back to
that was before we could run homemade lower control arms and everything on the rear ends. Right. You had stuff on it. Well, the bushing ripped out. You know how the GM's bushing ripped out on it. That's what took me out.
You've got to feel a certain level of respect there whenever you get invited to do something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean.
And Corey told me after that was over, he goes, I don't know you from Adam. He goes, but you're one hell of a fucking driver. So then that last year.
Josh wasn't standing around going, hey, don't tell him that. We're not going to be able to get him in the car anymore. His head's going to be so big.
The thing about, anybody that knows Vic Whaley as a teammate, Vic's always there at the end, no matter where he's running.
He's a driver.
Whether it's Metal Mayhem, Spring X. But usually Vic is building more what I consider stock.
Yes.
Stock build. So seeing Vic building up with a lot more welding, seam welding, full cradle.
But everybody knows, and I know that there's not a person sitting around this table that's going to disagree with this. If you are a good driver in a stock car, you're going to be a better driver in a lightweld car.
Correct. Yeah.
Because if you can wheel a junky old stock car around and be there at the end, then you can drive a lightweld car.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you drive a lightweld car like you drive a stock car, you've got so much car left over.
Yeah.
And
This is going to sound a little bit different. I don't know.
oh, there we go. Little twist top.
A little twist top today. I want some of that.
Oh, here we go. Here.
That's more normalcy for them.
Oh, we've got a variety going on here. We've got some Nasty Light. Looks like there's some Bud Light, some Ultra, Miller Light. Everybody's trying all this for the first time.
You can't forget the tomato juice.
There's tomato juice rolling around here, too.
Yes, there is.
Breakfast beers. I'm glad that we've got good listeners because we just take breaks and make beers and drinks and shit. Cut the conversation off where it was going.
No. See, this big-ass head does have a little bit of memory location still in there. When you're talking about Vic, I've been to Metal Mayhem one time in Pecatonica. Me and Kyle Poodwitter. I had to leave. I was so bored.
Everybody that was out there, I heard the exact same thing from him.
They got down to the 5, and I never heard a motor turn, in my opinion, over 4,000 RPMs.
But we've talked about it before. You put big payouts on light-built cars, you're not going to get the show.
Nope.
These two boys right here can be... If I'm lying,
I get bored.
God strike me dead right now. Whenever we were all at Hot Springs.
Yes.
And that feature took 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
He is not bullshitting. It took 2 days.
They were there.
I was in the feature.
Saturday
I got
and
down
Sunday.
till right before they shut us down for the night.
At 3 in the morning, I think?
Yeah.
And I looked over at all these guys in the stands that came with me. Not a single one of them sitting there. Where the hell they all go?
I threw Tommy Stark a beer in the car.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was on I guess it would have been the west end of the track. Driving back and forth up against the end. Just in his own ruts. For like an hour.
I think that was the same year I got bored in the heat race and fucking turned her out.
Yes, you did. Very much so. But Tommy was standing there, and I had drugged my cooler in, finally. It was just sitting on my cooler right there where you pull in. And I looked at Tommy, and I was like, he shook his head, yeah. And I threw him a beer in the car when he pulled up there. It was that bad. Finally, I had got drunk, sobered up, and was starting to get drunk again in the stand. I was so bored.
Speaking of that you're talking about the Consi. So, me and him talked about going to the Consi. We're doing the same Consi together. We're going to get right through this, right? About 30 minutes of this constellation, right? He's been beside me the whole time. All of a sudden, he goes down and flips a donut. I'm like, this ain't good.
I'm not enough.
Fucking pissed.
Somebody's
I'm
bored.
I'm like, well, guess I'll go to the future by myself.
Because that was what, 2018,
And about that
right?
time, I seen
I
that
think
yellow
so.
streak go past me. I'm like, yeah, he's fucked. He fucked somebody's day up.
I can't just sit around and just bump and tap. I like to. I'm more of a like to get with it.
So, speaking of that, going into this story, we'll go down to Ridgeway, Illinois. This was back in 5 years ago.
Yeah, bro, something like that.
So we built these Pro Mod stock cars, and they want to play around here. We go all the way down to Ridgeway, Illinois, which is down by Sturgis, Kentucky. And we pull in and get inspected. You guys got to cut your kickers out. Okay, no big deal. So we cut our kickers out. Jeff Boyer comes up to us, and Bill Miller and Trevor Petke, and goes, you guys are fucked. Okay. So
That's always a good feeling.
So we pull out on the track, and we literally got stock appealing cars, and run their heats and come back. And after the heat, Jeff Porter comes up and goes, "What the fuck is going on in these cars?" So we pull out in the feature, and he pulls in beside me, and we take off, and I was just kind of playing the field because Ty Richards told us right before we went out there, all of them was against us.
Awesome.
Okay. So we got me and him,
Sweet odds.
me, him, Trevor, Ty Richards, and Chase Geese. Us 5 are in the feature together.
It's pretty good odds.
Right. So, first hit, back up, He's still beside me. All of a sudden, he sends that son of a bitch halfway across the track in the back of an 03. I'm like, I pulled up there. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, I gave you one of these. And he looks at me and goes, it's time to turn it up, bud.
We just fucking started.
I'm like, we are like 15 seconds into this.
I told him turn it up. They're pissed.
Oh yeah, they were pissed because as soon as he was on the back of it, there was 5 of them on me. I'm like, this ain't gonna be good. Well, anyway, we finally got down to the end, and it was me and the hometown boy in a fucking Pro Mod Cadillac, front wheel drive Cadillac.
El Dorado.
Oh yeah. Well, I had him pinned up against the wall, and I'd back up far enough, give some space, give it right back to him. I'm like, you ain't gonna bend it. You ain't gonna bend this. We can do this all night long, or I can pin you in the corner. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Back up.
Just lay down.
Hit him. This went on for about 5 minutes. All of a sudden, I started getting fucking beer cans thrown at me.
Full ones.
Full ones. Empty ones. Half full. Whatever.
Did you keep the full ones?
I couldn't tell you where they all landed, to be honest with you. Like, there was that many. Well, then, here comes the flagmans. You got to back up. I said, I'm giving you space. I'm not pinning you. You know, you got to back across the track. I said, no, fuck that. Oh, no, you got to back across the track. Why? To let him out? Well, you got to have a fair shake. I said, I am. I said, ain't my fault that he ain't in drive whenever I'm going in reverse.
Correct.
Ain't my fault.
Well, and we've touched on this a whole bunch. That right there is where a promoter doesn't need to step in. I catch a lot of bullshit over that and try not to push it forward to the driver, because our rule in every driver's meeting we've had is daylight.
And no pin to win.
Yep, and no pin to win. So as long as if you want to beat on your transmission to not let them out, who am I to tell you not to?
I think, though, I'm sorry, but 2 inches, a foot, it's all daylight.
Daylight to me,
daylight is enough to
if
get
I can see between your bumper and their fender, I'll let you keep
It
doing
ain't
what you're
my
doing.
fault
Literally.
that whenever I'm in reverse,
100%.
you're not in drive.
Yeah.
Think about it quicker. The only thing I can tell you. I don't know.
Yeah, that's we've heard that so many times.
Make them hit.
Correct.
Well, no, I just tacked them, and now we're officialing them. You want me to drive the motherfuckers down too?
Correct.
Right.
And we get that a lot where, like you two. Say it came down to you two.
Oh, we're getting
I'm
it
chunking
on,
him.
bud.
You're getting it
We're
on,
getting it on.
but you're not. You're going to drive. You're going to get it on that way. You're not just going to back each of you back up and nose in the middle wide open. You're not going to do it because one, you're usually building up
once.
And
Speaking of that, tell that story.
We went to
2016.
State Fair here. Now it's been a few years ago. I went to State Fair
16.
and got out. Had my brother all the time. He married my sister. He ended up passing away of cancer. But Dad bought his setup that Brian had. He was in the process of building a car up there and he got sick, couldn't do it. So Dad bought a setup. And me and Justin, I think this is the first time we'd ever run together. And kind of got to run around together. We're gonna go up there and try to clean house. Hopefully it works out.
We told each other we're going to clean this track off in 10 minutes or less.
But they said
It
go.
was 10 minutes
It
and
was
16 seconds.
they
I
said
don't know.
go.
we drove wide open, having a blast, and it got down to me, Dad, and Justin, and me and Justin beat the fuck out of each other. I mean, it was.
While Mike's is out for a Sunday drive.
Yeah, he was hit up in the
corn dog
corn.
stand.
He was trying to get to the corn dog stand.
It was probably the funnest derby I've ever been in.
Well,
Just,
it had a meaning.
The
About
son-in-law.
the son-in-law, brother-in-law, best friend, and
Correct.
all of that, And
what are you talking about? I'm the third son.
you're right, bud. You're right. But it was one of my most memorable derbies, and I've been doing this shit for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But when it started, these two guys was opening them up. I'm sitting over there in the corner like, what the hell are you doing out here now? But, I mean, other than my daughter winning in the same car that I won the State Fair in, and she was the one married to the guy that passed away with cancer. And old Justin here, he was a bridesmaid 2 times in a row. With the same car.
Oh yeah.
But, I mean,
You see a lot of these that drivers do, like whenever we talk to them, there's that one derby.
Yep.
There's that one derby that meant something. It might not have been the biggest trophy or
I might not even have won it.
the biggest payout or, just there's always that one show that these drivers talk about that they'll never forget. Whether it be with a friend, family member.
Oh yeah.
You see a lot of the father and son,
Rob and Trey.
Yeah.
How many times did it come down to them two at the end?
Oh yeah, and they do not.
No, it's like
Fuck around when it comes to
it's
that.
like they don't even like each other at that point in time when it comes
100%.
down to that.
I love more so than watching them is watching Kelly.
Because
on the dirt.
she doesn't do. Anytime I've seen her, she can't cheer for her son and not cheer for her husband.
Right.
Or
But at
vice
the end
versa.
of it, if Rob will come out on top, she'll be like, well, he was out there picking on my boy.
Yeah.
But there's always there's that special connection, and I think that's what keeps these drivers doing what they're doing. Because if you're not doing it for something like that, if it's not for the love of the sport or that one memory that you've got for it, what really good is any hobby?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you do a hobby because you love it.
Yeah.
It's not because it's not a job. It's not because you have to. How many times have we talked where promoting's not fun anymore because it's another job?
We've taken something that I loved as a hobby and turned it into a full-time job.
Correct.
Yep.
It's just not fun anymore.
And that's why I made that post, and I've told a few people about it. I don't feel like that it was fair what everybody got on Halloween Havoc. Because they got about 60% of the promoter they were used to.
Yeah.
Because at that point, at the end of the year, I was fucking over.
Way over it.
I'm not saying that the tech wasn't fair because we had the same tech guys and they were doing their job.
Oh, yeah.
But as far as me pushing the event and doing what I could have done or should have done, are two different.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't understand is, Dalen even asked, hold on, you go to work all day and then you go build the track.
Yeah.
The fucking thing
I'd worked
ain't going to
14
build
hours
itself.
the day that I showed up to the track that you all were already out there. And I'd worked 14 hours. I got home at like 8 o'clock. And then I went to bed at like 10 or 11 o'clock that night. And I was back up there at 7:30 the next morning and worked up there all day. We did get out of there a decent time on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
But then Saturday morning, 7:30.
There again.
And then Sunday morning, 7:30. And Sunday night, I left to go to Oklahoma.
Yep.
Overachiever.
Stupidity.
I'm going to go with that option. Like, I really am. I'm going to go with the stupidity part.
Because
I'm going to throw my vote in later on that.
because we've talked about it several times, and had people, so you all aren't going to do any derbies next year? I need to step back for a second. I need to step out. I'm going to jump in a car again and go take my ass kicking and stuff. Whenever I'm sick of that, you may see us pull Sam Williams.
Yeah.
Bub's getting older.
Yep. Still an asshole.
Right. But that would be somebody that could do this shit.
Oh, yeah.
And I could stand in the background. Hey.
Little guide.
Yeah.
Just the guide part. So, Justin, how did you even get started in this crazy ass sport?
Well,
I love these
Did you lose
stories.
a bet?
no.
No?
So, I actually started in a compact car. My very
Son
first
of
car.
a bitch. Why does everybody keep saying that?
My very first car.
Might have been the powder puff.
Power wheels.
But me and the old man were building one of them Hornets figure 8 cars. Kind of lost interest in it, so I was like, this one has already got a cage in it. So I finished it up and took it to Calhoun Nationals, and it's kind of
Stuff.
escalated with there, and
It took off.
yeah. And after there, went one of those and went to a big car, and I don't know.
Never look
In my
back.
blood ever since.
Never look back.
Well, I got to ask the other question that comes with that. How'd you get your number?
How'd I get my number? Actually, I started with 86, and I don't know. It just didn't feel right to me. That's the year I was born, but
Son of a bitch, I'm old.
We've been talking about that for a long time.
but no.
Hell yeah, you lost all your hair already.
All my
did.
sports number were 32, so I kind of just went with it. And everybody else had 32 here and there, so I was like, went with the H with the last name, and just kind of stuck with me. And
But no no family member, no, parent that was in it. I think you got it kind of honest.
Yeah.
It sounds like you were pretty much brought up in it.
Yeah.
Your number. Why'd you choose your number?
Dad always ran 73, and I just went to 73J.
Pretty easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we see that one a lot.
Yes. 911, 119.
Yeah. And then Kelly, whenever she run her car,
Yep.
9119.
Yep. So we're going to ask Mike as well. I mean, somebody said you started derbying in the horse and buggy era.
And he said it was a bitch to back him up.
Yeah. Sometimes reverse didn't work very well.
My wife can justify it's a little easier to back into them than them backing into you.
We know that.
I said I tried.
Yes, my wife hit a Amish buggy.
you didn't hit the horse, did you?
No.
No. If the fucker would have honked at me to let me know he was back there, I might not have.
Well, it would have taken a donkey to do that. So.
Guys, we have been calling this for a little bit. Even with the stuff that Sam is coming back out with, we actually talked earlier. You're not doing Peoria, but you did get a spot for Pecatonica.
Yes.
Super stock. I'm taking.
Oh, yeah. I will be in a Ford. There ain't no one to override me.
What?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, I'm going to go ahead and ask. I know it's a little bit of time, but are we talking normal Ford for you, or are you going to go a little newer year?
I'll be in 9802. That's the only way to go.
He's not the only person that's saying it. And then you get guys that are like, 9802s are garbage.
Yep.
And then, no, I want, 94
You
to
gotta know how to build
97 and a half.
You got to know how to build. I'll take a 97.
Or they're wanting the
I'll take a
394.
96.
Yes.
If you know how to build them. Am I wrong?
No.
But a 9802 is where it's at, in my opinion.
But they're all going to bend. I mean, it doesn't matter what car you got. They're going to bend. Especially at a show like that. It's a fair tech.
You ever seen them drive? You said it's going to bend?
Yeah. Daily Murphy. Dust on the bottle, rust on the throttle. It kind of falls into Justin Hill's category there.
Wow.
Rust on the throttle.
Oh, yeah. He plays it to me all the time. All the
But-
time.
Back to the Peoria deal. It ain't that we ain't going to Peoria.
It's not running.
You're just not running. You're
No,
not
we're
taking
taking
The
you-
kids
Oh,
are
yeah.
running.
The kids are running. I didn't actually.
The grandkids.
Yes.
Three of them.
Well, one's adopted, but yes.
That's my daughter.
Yeah. His
And
daughter and
he
two of
ac-
my grandsons
Yeah,
are
he
running.
actually told me what he is taking for her. Very good choice.
Now, what are y'all going to do whenever they're better drivers than you?
Tell bigger lies.
Yeah.
And it's not like she is taking jump.
Well, if you see junk come out of this shop,
Well,
somebody else was over here.
There's a car
It
you're
just
sitting
usually comes
over.
back into this shop. It usually junk when it comes back.
There is a Collier sitting over in the corner that's going to go in this little lady's, we'll just say, old iron for the youth class. Josh, what are you sending the other two in?
We got a Cordoba.
Now they're talking about I already
seen
knew
that.
that.
You knew this son of a bitch would have just perked smooth up when you said
We've already talked about it. I've already got that. I went over there. There was a
I'm
truck
really hoping
was
that
out
boy
of the
don't
way
turn
of
out gay.
everybody.
But
Already went and took care of myself on that one.
and, I'm not sure what the other one's going to be in yet.
Ford.
Grandpa says Ford.
I've got a couple cars sitting out back for sale of the Mopar variety.
Well,
We might have to talk after we're done. I think look at him. He turned out halfway decent.
And I still suck. I like to have fun with it.
It kept him off drugs and all that other shit, I think.
Well, we've
I
always
agree.
said,
Most of the
if you give a kid a derby habit, they'll never be able to afford drugs.
I know.
Ever.
100%.
My daughter loves it. Like, she's out. You can ask these guys. She's out there every night.
Because I've met a few people that have tried both.
And
It don't work real well. You slacken one way on one side or the other. It's
You'd have to be really good at multitasking. I mean, I've seen it, but
I have seen it. Justin, what he kind of hit on it earlier. What is your most memorable derby?
it's probably the state fair. That
it wasn't Hot Springs.
No.
Illinois
That
State
thing,
Fair.
that Illinois State Fair, it meant the world to me. But I'll never forget. I fall asleep all the time. Every time I roll over, I just see him looking at me at Ridgeway and going, let's turn it up. So I don't know. State Fair probably the best. That was a blast. Me and him just all out. Didn't get too far.
What's your favorite track? Because I know
Favorite
you
track?
all run all over the place.
State Fair?
100%.
100%.
It's
I'll take that
smooth.
State Fair over Blizzard Bass track, Peoria track, wherever. That track is like glass. Like you could spin a Ford on.
Guess we're gonna have to go to the Illinois
Yeah,
State
we're
Fair
gonna
this
check that
summer.
out.
It's
Just yeah.
it's a bad bitch.
Well, you want to jump into a little bit of this progression shit?
We were actually talking earlier. Our August show, you see a lot of things
That people try.
trial by error. Stephen actually witnessed it at Paris in August.
And we don't have to go into
We're not gonna-
extreme detail
Correct.
or who it was.
We're not going to say who it was, but somebody tried replacing
Different
a steering shaft with a different part. Let's put it that way.
And said part was really something out of the ordinary. There is some information on it out there. If you figure out what it was, it's kind of like the transmission deal. I'm not going to go into it, but there is information out on there because I'd heard about it before I seen it. I'd just never seen it. So we know that people are trying stuff that's just over the top.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking to these guys, and Mike has been in this game a while. So he's been trying stuff, since the 80s is what you said, right?
1980, yep.
I mean, we had talked about hiding, different stuff and stuff you can buy now.
Yeah.
The old school shit, hiding axle savers was one thing
Yep.
that come up in conversation.
And which Mike said, most of the shit, when he was running full tilt, you built. Same way that we were talking
Yes.
about Alan. Alan had to build everything.
Yeah.
And when Dalen and Cody started, they started in the time where the shit was readily available.
Well, I remember whenever my uncle and them were running, mid-90s, late 90s, they weren't running the factory brake setup in a car anyway. Because both of them, everybody that was running, my dad and my uncle, they had done other shit, drag racing, tractor pulling, stuff like that. Well, my uncle got the idea from tractors, is what he did, because they had the cutter brakes on them. He was like, well, why can't I just put the brake pedal in the floorboard, build a brake setup as you see now. They were still running, the factory gas pedals and shit. But brake pedals and stuff, he was seeing them bend, and he wanted to get rid of the booster, was his deal. So he was just putting, his reservoir and shit on the floor and using, it was basically a tractor brake setup. But it wasn't something you could go buy.
No.
So we talked a lot about the progression aspect of stuff and the cost of cars and all that stuff. Do you all want to touch on a little bit of stuff that you built before it was a thing?
Basically, we did it back then because we couldn't buy it.
Right.
I'm the biggest critic in the world for this, buying stuff for your demo car. You can ask these two fellers.
Oh yeah.
But it's easier.
Right.
You know,
We still build a lot though.
yeah.
The first time
just,
I bought a
just
set
like
of
your steering shaft. I said, dude, sweet shaft. And he's like, yeah, I built that. It's like, well, son of a bitch. It looks real familiar. He's like, I've been building them for years.
First time I bought a set of aftermarket tire rods. Brought them in the shop and I got cussed out by Dad. You're wasting your fucking money. Why'd you do that? This and that.
And door wraps. I ain't wasting
He
my
loves
money on
door
that
wraps.
shit.
Don't let him lie to you.
I bought one set of door wraps in my life. A little story I'll tell real quick. For Christmas one year, these yahoos, well, my wife had breast cancer, and I'm all about pink now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And they got me a roof sign, had little pink ribbons on it and yellow ribbons for Brian and all that. That was 2 years ago when we went to Arkansas.
Yep, 2 years ago.
So anyway, the door wrap guy that would never waste his money on them bought him a set of goddamn door wraps to match fucking roof
Oh
sign.
yeah. We gave him this roof sign for Christmas. He looks at me and goes, "Where's the door wraps?" What are you talking about? You hate door wraps.
Son of a bitch, I'm getting soft in my old age.
I'm like, so then I called Spank. I'm like, hey, we gotta get no man fucking set of door wraps, and he hates them. He goes, what? I'm like, I know.
There's the progression.
100%, because I can remember whenever I was little, 8 years old, they'd paint the whole car, like our big paint scheme was black and yellow. That's what they run. They run yellow iron, yellow, and flat black. That's all my uncle and them run. And the doors were always painted white with their
It used to
number
be a
on.
rule.
Yeah.
I mean, like our county fairs around here, you had to have the door painted white with your number on it.
Yep. And every car that come out of that shop, the door was painted white with black numbers. That was the shit. And I've only bought one set of door wraps myself. I'm more into the spray paint.
They look really cool.
They look good, but they're a pain in the ass. Like last year,
I had
Blizzard
mine
Bash-
put on.
last year at Blizzard Bash, my old man took his heat gun and put everybody's door wraps on out there. We bought them off the Eastern.
Right.
And so we're in the tent. Dad's going around with his heat gun, putting all the door wraps on. He looks at me and goes, "This is the biggest pain in the ass I've ever seen." I said, "I know. I ain't buying another one."
Yeah.
So
Well,
this
and-
year, the guys are like, "Where we going? Door wrap or graffiti?" I said, "Graffiti."
And we've touched on all these different sticker, the vinyl guys. Since we've got hooked up with Justin Broadhead, that dude is kicking out some badass work.
Oh yeah.
Cheap. I'm not saying that Engstrom and GH3,
Yeah, George and all them.
they're killer, but Justin, he's coming in like he's got something to prove.
Even the guys we talked to, they're like, well, where's he out of? He pursued Utah. Man, that's a long ways.
He don't give a fuck.
He don't give a shit. My boy's roof sign was designed, and as soon as I gave him the okay, I had it from Utah in 3 days.
Oh shit.
And he made our logo and stuff for Hard Nose.
Yep.
That's good.
He wanted to revamp the filthy like emblem and stuff, but I don't think we need that.
No, I don't think we need it. Josh, you have kind of backed off from running, to my knowledge, especially this year. But it looked like you full sent that bitch in Calhoun.
Yeah, I like to have a good time.
I'm
Was
telling
that
you,
one of them? Time to go.
No, actually, I gave him that before we got in the car.
Yeah, he did.
I got him a little payback.
Actually,
on
that was discussed over here.
Yeah.
Justin told him before we ever went.
Calhoun.
I
We're turning it up.
I kind of figured when we pulled on the track, Calhoun was going to get her asses kicked.
It was 8-on-4.
It just the numbers, in my opinion, didn't feel like they were on our side. And
Yeah, but we ain't gonna go down without swinging.
no, I'm definitely not going to. If I build a car, I spend time on the car. If I'm going to junk it, it's going to be me.
Correct.
I mean, they might help me, but I'm going to try to junk my own shit. That's the way my motto's always been. I'm not going to be able to sit
Well,
around.
I'd have never guessed that one.
I'm not going to sit around and try to hide in a corner and get fucking junked. I like to try to go fast and have fun.
He likes to
well,
party.
I know it was killer whenever they all come over to Paris that year.
Yeah.
That was a good change of pace. Even our guys that were local, they were like, yeah, keep dragging that shit over here because, well, it gave them something to run against.
Even our local guys will even tell you they have a hard problem running the same derbies that they do every year because they're always beating on their buddies.
We have the same problem.
That's why I've kind of stepped away from it. Is a lot of the problem is, we go local and everybody. Facebook's terrible about derby because you figure out everybody, you kind of get to know everybody, and then you become friends with them. And it's not a bad thing by no means because you're meeting new friends for sure. But then you go to a derby somewhere and you know everybody on the track, so it makes it tough to decipher who you're gonna fucking try to beat.
And that's the one thing I noticed. If you guys, you two go somewhere or you three go somewhere and you meet some guys that you met at Blizzard Bash last fall. Well, you three have got two really good buddies that you're running with all the time. Well, that's 5.
Yep.
You got a couple of new guys that you're buddies with, but you're not close with.
Yep.
So when it comes down to 7, somebody's butt hurt.
Yep.
It's usually these 2 new guys. So then the butt hurtness carries over to Malvin, and so on and so forth.
Me and Josh has always said, wherever we go, it's me and him till the end.
Correct.
I mean, yeah, we got a few people go with us, but we always step aside. We always tell each other, 1, 2, if we can do it.
Well,
yeah.
2.
That's when you find out who your friends are, When we go somewhere, we know who our friends are.
Mm-hmm. I've always said, you don't go to Derby to make friends. You brought your friends with you. Same way with racing. I was never there to make buddies. My friends were there with me.
You can't be. There's only one winner.
It goes that way, and it goes on both sides of that too. If we go somewhere, we get our ass kicked. I'm not going to get out pissed off because somebody kicked my ass. I'm used to getting my ass kicked because I'm usually kicking my own ass.
Yeah.
But you can't get out pissed off if you get beat.
No. We've always said somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose.
Yep. There's one winner and a bunch of losers.
There is.
You got to take it as a learning
And most
experience.
of the time, the losing part's us. But we like it. If we didn't, we wouldn't keep doing it.
Correct. It's just one of those things where the progression of where Justin started to where Mike started to where Josh started to where you guys are at now. Did you ever think, Justin, 6 or 7 years ago that I'm going to run the Super Bowl of derbies every year?
No.
But you're going to run some Pleasant Hill stuff. You're going to run some
County fair shit.
But we have noticed and we have talked about Illinois is so much different than Missouri guys.
Oh,
The builds really aren't any different. There's always some few small, minute rule differences. But we have noticed the level of craziness out of the Illinois guys is so much more than the Missouri guys. And I'm not sitting here bashing on any Missouri guy. I'm not. But you've got your guys that are full tilt, wide open for Missouri. A very few of them that are just like some Illinois guys. And it's like the Illinois guys is just the opposite. Where Missouri has a few wide open and a lot of conservative to the opposite of Illinois where there's a whole shitload of loose screws and loose nuts and wide opens into just a couple of the more calculated. Where do you guys see yourself falling into?
I told Justin to Calhoun.
Well, shit, I can
There's
answer
2
that.
different answers there. We got 2 different people.
I told Justin at Calhoun. I said, I see you sitting in the corner. I'm fucking hitting you. That's just.
He did. I heard it.
But I beat you.
He beat me. He drove hard to Calhoun.
Hey, no,
Yeah,
not like that. But I beat you to the
hit
wide
each
open. No, to the wide open. I beat him on that one.
I told him. I see
I
you
put
sitting in the
PB
corner
Blaster
hanging
on
out.
a throttle cable. There wasn't
I'm
no rust
fucking
on it.
It was pretty shiny, is what you were saying. Because
No.
I talked to both. I
told
to him
you- I told
at
you
P
before,
Hill,
Kevin.
and I was like, man, I thought Justin said he was coming. He was like, well, we went to Calhoun last weekend, and there ain't much left. Well, shit.
Well, that's where we've been while we couldn't get them back across the river. Every time we have a show, there's fresh cars that they're planning on taking somewhere, or both of them went out and drove.
I'm coming across the river next year if you have a show. If you have a show,
Right.
if you don't, I understand.
Which we did talk about that before.
Right.
We hit the go
Hey.
button.
Derek knows there's a Ford sitting out back of Dad's shed here.
There's
It's
a
still
really
straight.
still straight Ford that's sitting out back.
There's
It's
an
been
old
raining
line
all
sitting
year.
over there.
we got a lot of cars.
Well, how many derbies have y'all even got to run this year?
I've only ran 2.
You've only ran 2.
I ain't read any.
Mike said 0.
I think I ran 5.
Well, these guys tear their shit up, and that's how I usually get a run. They got something left over. They say, "Here, you want to drive?" Hell yes.
Or you get Justin with a car that's sitting there in the.
Hey, that's the Paris car that we came over there.
Yeah,
So I had that car built for RCR.
There's a story behind
And
this.
then Mike got drunk.
Sometimes Justin gets drunk and makes bad decisions. He's like, "Hey, I'm not going to go to RCR now. You want to take this car to Paris?" I'm like, "Well, hell yeah." So I did. I whipped his ass. Then we get home, and he's like, "Hey, we got to build me an RCR car."
And we did, too.
And we did, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's a good thing about the group of guys that's in this building now. You know, I mean, we share. Sometimes we go to the golf course, and he gets drunk and makes bad decisions.
Like
and I
going
go
to
along with him.
Arkansas.
And we've seen this a lot because there is drivers from all different, and builders from all different ends of the spectrum. But normally, whenever you see these guys, there's a group.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys, it doesn't seem like they have them like we see some of the other people, what I call minions. Because they've got these guys that are, their buddies and stuff that want to come over and build. They're confident enough in what they're doing that they're.
We're not that way.
There's what I consider,
Like-
we consider
Like, we'll
minions.
shut the garage door on somebody.
Yeah,
You can ask Josh. We've shut the garage door on quite a few people.
there's several guys that want to just come over and just give them an excuse to come over, hang out, and bullshit, and drink some beer.
Well, and
But then there's some of them
sometimes
people
that's
who want to
good.
come and work.
Right, and that's fine.
I'm not one of those.
And so
He's
I'm
the
with
boss.
Mike.
He's the boss.
He's going to sit on a stool and tell us what we're doing.
Yeah, like, all you got to do is get him a nice stool with a backing on it and a cooler full of beer. We can get anything built.
He will point you in the correct direction every time.
Hey, you're doing it wrong, stupid. I hear that a lot. I hear it a lot.
But does he show you?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
We have noticed.
We come up with a lot of good ideas, weird ideas.
Some bad ideas.
Now,
Something
do you
like
all
that.
need
You know how it
to
is.
thank Anheuser?
Oh yeah.
They probably thank us.
Like we're paying their fucking salary.
That's why you all
During the
need to be
summer.
reaching out to
That's
them.
why it takes us so long to build a car. Because if I get to drinking, I don't work on my car.
He don't work on mine either when he's drinking.
That's right. I don't.
And that's why he's only built 2 cars this year.
I only built one. I just ran it twice.
Back to, we are like a family. We're some of us ain't blood, but we are.
Your blood. Your blood, just not that way.
But just like the Peoria deal when it come time for registration. I got one of my grandsons in. We didn't get the other 2. His daughter, their daughter. And they just kept trying and trying and trying. Finally, we got all 3 of them registered. Which, I mean, I've had lots of good things happen in the Derby. Like the Illinois State Fair. My daughter went in Cass County and all that shit. To me, bringing these kids into the sport is probably the biggest thing that we've ever done.
That's the only way this sport keeps going forward.
Yeah, you're right, bud.
That's why we push so hard on the Power Wheels.
Yep.
I know that there's fans out there that they don't give a shit about that. You've got the single people, the people that don't have kids or anything like that, but they're younger, they don't understand. But that's why we opened the beer garden.
Go out and watch the Power Wheels and tell
Well, I'm not
me
gonna
one
bring
kid
my
that doesn't have a
grandsons.
smile on their face.
Well,
Every one of
You
them.
know,
That's why.
We were standing there
Yeah.
at Pleasant Hill when I went over to announce. Dude, they were, oh my God.
Yeah.
They had, Brad Roach had them things turned up with different batteries or something on them, and they were hitting and folding Jeeps. You can see the Jeeps bend and give in the middle.
Grant Bowling's kid.
Yes.
When he ripped the front end off that Dodge Ram of his.
Yes.
That kid was small
Yes.
ear to ear. He looked over at his dad and was like, oh, oh no. And his dad gave him the thumbs up. And I mean, you couldn't have got a bigger smile.
It is so hard, which it's
And
so
that's why we try to give them,
10 minutes, 15 minutes,
Yes.
whatever we can give them.
and we try to give them that prize,
Yes.
that trophy.
That's it right there, bud.
And we had some that, because we had two different options at Savannah.
Yes.
We had trophies and then we had medallions.
Yep, little medals.
That, they had the ribbon on them. And some of the kids wanted those.
Well,
But
I've never won one of them in my life.
shit, I haven't either. But I know a nice trophy lady, she can make you whatever you want.
Yes.
I buy my own.
Yes.
Attaboy.
But what I really appreciate for guys like Sam,
Sam's a good dude.
we looked into having youth derby. The insurance
Oh, I'm sorry.
policies are stupid, which our insurance stuff is high anyways, but that like doubles it just to have that 13 to 16 year old or 17 year old to have just a one and done in a car. So what them guys use to do that stuff, whether it's Brandon Dixon or Sam or Josh Wagner, whoever, I mean, I got to give them props.
You do.
so-
Speaking of, here's my daughter.
There's the driver.
She's gonna be running Peoria, aren't you? Youth
Well,
class.
get in here closer to the mic and tell them who you are.
Come here. What's your name?
Mackenzie. Are you ready for March?
Yes.
Is Dad ready for March?
Yes.
So that means your car's already built?
No.
She's been down there stripping it though.
So, well, he did tell me before that she is a worker. She'll be in the shop every night
Every night.
if has to be done.
Since we finally got one of the youth drivers in here, let's go ahead and pry a little bit.
Okay.
All right, what's the most exciting part about doing this? Is it the building, or is it the driving, or
The driving, probably.
so you just ready to go out there and run into other people, or
Yeah.
I think she gets that pretty honest.
What motor are you taking?
Dad's new Courier.
The new Goyer.
Is it Dad's new 355 full roller Collier? Oh, the upgraded Collier.
Oh, yeah.
Is Dad gonna get to ride with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Be a lot cooler if she let me ride. We got a lot more fun, I can promise you that.
Hold on, aren't you riding?
No.
You're not gonna ride?
Now my brother and dad are riding.
Oh,
Together, too.
oh no.
Plus, I can sweet talk Kenzie to let me ride with her. It'd be a lot more fun.
She said not happening.
No, she gonna take her dad's lead then.
I can see Josh reaching over the center hump looking for a gas pedal.
Oh, yeah.
actually from the smile after whenever she said she was ready to drive, he might not have to worry about that.
No.
I'm pretty sure she's gonna drive it. I'm pretty sure she's gonna tear that whole iron up in Peoria.
You're gonna have a pretty.
Gonna get tore up by a Cordoba's what's gonna happen.
Oh, you should have seen her eyes rolling. She was like, "Yeah, whatever, whatever." She's still shaking her head. Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. But that right there, this little girl sitting right here, that's why this sport is what it is. That to me, that's where
That's what's going to grow the sport.
yes,
It's not us.
no,
We was in her shoes at one time.
and my wife has been just dying to get in the car. She wants
And
to.
you won't let her.
No, well, we tried. we tried this. We tried this. We took a fresh car to a show,
Madison
unloaded it off the trailer, took it up there, and I built this car
to the rules.
to the rules. I mean, 100%. I thought there might be a couple things that I might have to cut. You know how that stuff is. They go, I don't feel comfortable letting this car on the track. And I'm like, why? It's underbuilt. I was like, well, I don't.
It's built to the rules.
I'm like, I don't know how it's underbuilt. So we ended up taking it home, and I started welding on that bit and welding. Well, we took it the next weekend, and they were like, "You're good. Put a stick on it." And I was like, "Oh,
Shit.
it was underbuilt."
Here's another one of our drivers in Peoria.
Get him up next to the mic.
So who's
There you go, buddy.
What's your name, buddy?
Ryland Dom.
You know what you're driving yet?
Old style Lincoln.
New style Ford.
I thought I was running a Lincoln.
Well, it might be a Lincoln. Still a Ford.
What are you most excited about? Are you excited about building the car, or are you excited for driving it?
Driving it.
Driving it.
Do you think you're going to go out there and get crazy?
No.
No?
Who's riding with you?
My dad.
Josh's brother.
Yeah, but Josh has been trying to figure out how he can get in and ride. So, do you think you would drive harder with your dad in the passenger seat, or Uncle Josh in the passenger seat?
That's a toss-up because
Probably Uncle
Pete?
Josh.
he likes to get stupid too. He likes to have a good time.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you,
You gotta
driving?
get your
Are
car
you going to
built first.
drive in reverse at all?
Probably
Say you
once.
get off the trailer.
He said maybe once.
Do you have any driving strategy going into this, or are you just going to wing it when you get on the track?
Probably just wing it.
Paul
I wanna
gave me a
hear.
couple tips.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, this is going to make Peoria
we're going
more
backwards.
fun.
She says she's going backwards.
No, I said we're going backwards.
You're close enough to that stick. You can get it to go in the other direction if need be.
But
Oh, yeah.
don't you think this is a great
This
fucking
is
thing?
the direction that the whole sport needs to go.
I mean, when I did it, there was probably 50 people in Greene County that would run demos. Now there's probably 20. You know, but we're trying to build a population.
And we've seen the digression before.
Oh, yes.
I
Yes.
mean, we've seen it go from the 90 car derbies down to the
25 car derbies.
15 car shows,
Oh yeah,
and these small town shows die.
Yep.
I want more of these promoters to look at what's going on, or even listen to what we've talked about today with these kids here. They're excited. They're ready to do this.
Mm-hmm.
It might cost you a little bit more on the insurance side. Do it.
Yeah.
That's how we get the youth involved.
Exactly.
and that's what needs to happen.
100%.
We do it now or lose it later. I mean,
Yes.
But the county fairs are almost all dead around here
We've looked out in
because
Missouri.
everybody has an iPhone. Every kid has an iPhone that they're looking at rather than a 73 deuce and a quarter.
Right. And I don't disagree with that at all.
No.
A lot of people and
Prisoners of our own device.
100%. Yes. And we've touched on it a little bit that modern day parenting isn't what it used to be. Whenever I was
Hell
little,
no.
my punishment was having to come in the house. Now these kids are being punished by their parents making them go outside.
Or take their iPhone away from them.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's like you just beat them.
Yeah.
I mean, beat them. It's like the worst possible
To
thing
sit
you can
here
do.
in this shop and see these kids excited to work on this old jump is like that's the way everything needs to be going.
Yes.
He just called our shit junk.
he wasn't lying.
But you usually got to wait till after the demo before you can say that shit.
Yeah, but as a lover of old jump,
Hey,
That makes
That was
sense.
a compliment.
here's another future guy.
there we go.
Couple more years, huh?
He says, uh-huh.
Maybe
When-
maybe by then you
This
get an old.
when this guy here got a spot at Peoria, his little brother, and I ain't sure where the hell he's at right now, but he was pissed. Well, Bubby got a spot in the demo, and I didn't. Coco! But we kind of smoothed it over with the Power Wheels. Maybe you can ride the Power Wheels.
And
But that probably still wasn't good enough, was it?
It kind of smoothed it over a
A little
bit.
bit.
That is what we need for this sport.
100%, because there's people like Mike that here in the next 45 days or so, he's not going to be able to get in a car. I mean, next few years is what I mean.
Justin, I told you to hide the fucking wheelchair.
We'll be having Mike and Eddie Chick out there in wheelchairs.
Yes.
Running into each
No.
other.
Guarantee they'll hit each other.
If we're doing that, we're getting Nebraska
I-
Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm alive, I'll be in a car in Peoria with my grandson.
You all heard it here first.
That is right.
That's right.
So it sounds like Peoria is going to be another one of those memory makers.
It is. It is. For all of us.
Well,
It'll be a great weekend.
I mean, we haven't.
I can't wait.
We sat there. We watched it from our house last year, from my house, and hell, we were done by 11:15, 2 nights in a row.
That was a definitely a great show. And Sam's he's got something good going up there for sure.
Yes.
Well,
Sam's a damn good promoter.
and honestly, I'm telling you guys, that's not Sam.
honestly,
That is
Not
Chris.
Sam.
That is Chris and Nicole.
Well, and that's fine.
So, but them coming up all their lives, doing what Sam did, they watch, they see, but now they have the new era, new style mentality. That's just a little bit
Because
different
Sam
from
touched
Sam.
on it last week.
Yes.
He said that Chris's mentality toward handling these drivers in high stress situations is
Very
180
Yes, very feudal.
different than the way he handled it.
We have witnessed Sam get hit with a beer can at Blizzard Bash from the second level.
Sure.
I witnessed it.
I know that comes from the second level.
you told it?
I didn't
No, but
Oh.
he saw.
I know what section it come out of.
117?
No, it wasn't.
No, maybe. No, it wasn't.
123 or something like that, I think it was on the end, maybe.
Shit, that's where you sit.
Going into Blizzard Bash, you're leaving in roughly 3 days.
Yeah, I'm leaving. We're all leaving Tuesday morning.
Did you all get a room at Capitol Plaza?
Oh, yeah. When you get the wife that's on the
Yeah,
phone
his wife, my girlfriend.
Before my girlfriend. Yeah, that's Mikey's girlfriend, not my wife. Sorry. Anyway, no, when she's on the phone, like way ahead of time, like she's on it. And every
Are you guys going out there?
I've got a room. I've got to see what my work schedule. Derek has already told me to go suck the backside of something. He was watching it from the comfort of his recliner.
You ain't going, Dirk?
In my chill shorts.
I do have a room. If I can get off work Thursday, I'm going to haul ass back to the house, grab her. And
You gotta bring my girlfriend.
Don't forget your working pants.
Easy now.
I mean your cutting pants.
No, since the Peoria thing, we've already got rooms for
I'm going
a
to
couple
try.
nights there.
I'm going to try to make it out there for sure. I'd like to at least get out there Saturday just so I can watch the remainder of the shit show.
This is the little guy that got pissed. How come you was mad, bud?
You
didn't
get to
get-
run,
you don't
get
get
to
a
run a
demo?
car, but do you get to run a power wheel? Do you get to do a power wheel?
Yeah.
Full send? No. He's planning on bagging.
You're not gonna bag, are you?
He says,
But no, we're going to try to get out there. If we do get out there, hard nose, we'll be trying to do a couple little pop up, little snippets. So
There you go.
You only got
hopefully,
a bags
if
of sand.
everything works out, we'll be able to make it out there.
Well, if you get out there on the right day, we might have everybody sandwiches.
Well, now you're talking my language. I try not to shy away from
Now
food.
remember the last time you had ribeye sandwich from him? That was in Arkansas when we were changing Tommy's third transmission.
Oh, dude, I don't even want to.
No, that was Lou's fault.
I wasn't even going to bring that shit up.
And we went over and helped him. Cooker here said he's
yeah.
going to come help
Throw
us.
Mike under the fucking bus.
We came, remember that?
Mike's not allowed to cook.
We come back and Mikey had hockey pucks.
Yeah, I remember that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but
the
Steph made you good ones.
massive amount of alcohol that was drank there.
Was a lot.
Hey, you can't say that. You're on a microphone.
I think I got 2 hours of sleep that whole time I was down there. Because Tommy's room ended up not pulling through. And Bill Skiles and I had a room. And all of us ended up in our room. We had, I slept with 3 dudes.
Voluntarily,
married
too.
him?
Voluntarily.
After this. After this.
Yeah, she got married to
Like
him
a month
after.
after this happened.
You didn't see no red flags?
I guess not.
What happens in Arkansas stays in Arkansas.
Well, all we did, and I'm going to catch some bullshit over this one. What we did was we started calling each other cousin when we hit the line. So the hotel situation, the person that was checking us in, they actually said, well, who's related to who? And we were like, oh, we're all cousins. And they were like, oh, well, yeah, you all just need this single king.
You ain't right, fucker.
Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up.
All right.
We appreciate you all being on here.
Well, we thank
This
you
has
for
been
the opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
more than fun.
If you can't make it to Blizzard Bash, you can go to derbytees.tv, $89.95. I'm sure there's a little bit of fee, and you get to watch all 5 sessions.
Yep.
So that's Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday morning. You guys will run
Saturday morning.
at 9.
We'll run feature on Sunday. That's
Oh.
He just skipped the consi. He
That's
just skipped the
where we're
consi. He said, "Fuck it, we're not even going to buy. We're not even going to worry about Saturday night." So
I did want to throw a little something in this episode just to make sure that our people are listening. Be watching our page Friday, and one of us will be posting a giveaway. And if they catch some hard-nosed stickers or catch one of the drivers that we have interviewed that's running Blizzard Bash, if they can get a picture of them and post it under our post.
a live picture,
Yep.
not one from
Not one
June.
from Facebook. I want them standing next to their car or in front of the arena.
Yep,
We'll send them some stuff if they win after the drawing.
we did have we had a winner for a giveaway, trivia,
Yep.
who makes our hard-nosed emblems.
But we'll probably open that either Thursday or Friday and let it run till Sunday, so you've got some time. So you might have to look back, see who all we've interviewed.
It's a lot. There's roughly 30 episodes.
Yep.
And
So
a
if you catch
lot
one of
of
them
are gonna
driving
be
out there-
a lot of them are going to be there.
So we need a picture of them. We'll verify the picture, and your name will be put in the drawing, and we'll send you some merchandise.
Well, do we got any last words for these gentlemen?
Thank you all.
Thank you. Tell me thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Make junk, boys.